All right, Kylie, thank you. Well, Vincennes University is partnering with 1150 Academy in an effort to develop more cybersecurity talent in Indiana. Based in Fishers, 1150 offers intensive coding courses, specialized workshops, and advanced coding boot camps. Recently expanded with a cybersecurity location in downtown Indianapolis. In our Eye on Education segment this week, VU President Chuck Johnson and 1150 Academy founder and President Scott Jones are here to explain how this partnership will work. And gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Gary.
Scott, I'll start with you to kind of tee up the demand. What is the need for this cybersecurity training and to really pump up that cybersecurity talent pipeline?
Right. Well, the Academy's been at this for a few years now. We've just graduated our 500th graduate. We've had 5 cohorts of cybersecurity that we just started last summer. Cybersecurity turns out to be the fastest growing sector in tech. And you can see it in the headlines every day. You know, you see the Jeff Bezos phone hack that just was out the last few days. Laporte was shut down with ransomware, last summer. So cybersecurity is highly relevant these days, which is why we started the program to augment our coding program. People that are graduating from our cybersecurity and coding programs are earning, after 90 days of our training, which is now with Vincennes, they earn salaries averaging $54,000, and many are starting at $70,000 and over $81,000 starting, and seeing much higher salaries with a couple of years of experience.
So that demand is real, and you've got a curriculum that's kind of reflecting that.
The demand is real, and in fact, Indiana is under-indexing the rest of the country by about half of the average for software developers and cybersecurity talent. So we got lots of room to grow, and that's why our program is so fast to get them trained up in these new fields.
Yeah, and it seems as though Vincennes would be a natural partner because Vincennes has a program, has a cybersecurity program. Right. Chuck, talk about that, why you implemented that, and talk about the popularity down there.
Well, as Scott mentioned, this is an area that we see a lot of growth in. It's an area that we get demand for employers to have this skill set. So we've implemented cybersecurity in our associate degree as well as our bachelor's degree in technology tracks. And so the opportunity to partner with 1150 and Scott to kind of develop a new model for delivery and giving some opportunity for folks to enter the field faster was just a natural fit for us.
Yeah, and as you look at this, I assume you see it as another way, kind of a non-traditional route to get adults, in many cases, the training they need for attractive careers.
Absolutely. It fits very neatly because we teach to the same credentials and certifications, and that's a big part of it. These NICE certifications, National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education, gives us the ability to say what they're learning here is exactly what we're teaching in our classes and vice versa. And it's a wonderful way for us to have an entree for folks who might be a little daunted to starting back to school full-time or to a traditional program. So it's a great fit.
Scott and Chuck, jump in if you like, but talk about how this partnership is going to work. If I want to pursue this cybersecurity career, how does this work?
You can come through either door, 1150 Academy or Vincennes. We're tightly coupled together, and right now, we offer certifications in Net Plus and Sec Plus. That's network and security. And what this does is, when you've completed our program, which a very high percentage of our students graduate and get placed into jobs, but you can go further with Vincennes either on campus or via online to get your associates or your bachelor's. Once you've gotten your associates, you can continue at Vincennes or at Purdue with their relationships there. So we're really excited about what this does for both sets of our students.
Yeah, and as Scott mentioned, so from a Vincennes standpoint, students have lots of different options.
Absolutely. They have plenty of pathways after that, depending on where they want to go in their career and what kind of education they want to pursue.
Yeah, and we're a statewide show, and this is a statewide program. So Scott, as you mentioned, 1150 in Fishers has a downtown Indy location. Right. That's about to change with additional locations around the state.
We are opening up, in addition to Fishers, and now downtown is our headquarters, which we're building out right now, but we're opening up locations in Gary, in Fort Wayne, in South Bend, in Muncie, at Westgate, just outside of Crane, and Evansville in 2020. And so our relationship with Vincennes applies in all of those locations as well.
And you mentioned Westgate, because I know we just reported, I think this week or last, on this new partnership that I think includes Vincennes. So that's about to happen as well.
That is right.
Yeah. Final question: does Indiana have an opportunity? You mentioned we're kind of underserved in this area, but with all the focus on cybersecurity in Indiana and the military, Indiana National Guard, and others putting a focus on that opportunity, a lot of upside for Indiana.
There's a huge amount of upside, and And you know, the new cyber battalion that's being set up in Indiana also plays into this, because we intend that many of those soldiers will be involved in our training. And we're also having discussions with the National Guard here and the bases here in Indiana for the military participation. We have already 8% veterans participating in our programs, 25% women, 29% minorities. So we're trying to make this diverse participation from around the entire state.
Very good. It's a great partnership, cybersecurity partnership between 1150 and Vincennes University. Scott Jones and Chuck Johnson, thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Talk
Gary.
to you soon. And a reminder, all of our Eye on Education segments can be found at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. And if you have an interesting story idea or a suggestion, please send it to lead producer Tara Torres.